All right, looking at 310 here. So 310 is going to be kind of similar, but a little bit different to this than the ones in the past. I might give a little more of an explanation here. This can be kind of tricky. So if you don't want to, I'll explain maybe the first 10, 20 seconds, and then I'll maybe, so you can stop the video there if you want to know, if you want to do the full challenge. Otherwise, I'll explain a little bit more for those of you who need a little boost on this one. So let's take a look at index of. So, okay, index of. Index of is right here. And index of is kind of interesting. So we're taking in a bunch of values, again, very similar to what we've done in all these exercises so far. But in this case, we're going to take in a bunch of numbers, and then we should ask the user for a number. What number are we searching for? We take in that value from the user. And then we should look through the array list and see if we can find any values that match that. So that's really what it's asking for. If we look at our code, again, this is where we're taking all the input, right? This index of, right? This is where we're taking the input. We don't need to mess with that at all. We're going to do a little break line. And then down here, this is where we want to find the indices of the number. Okay, so all of your code, all of this code, should be happening down here. All this code should be happening down here. We can see here like 3 examples of this working. If we're searching for 2 on this list, it will say that we found 2 is at index 1, right? And that's only output. If we're searching for 8 on this one, we should see that it's showing up at index 2 and index 3, and it's showing that up down here. And finally, if we look down here, if we're searching for 12, it's not going to find anything on the list. We don't need to say anything about like, oh, 12 wasn't found or anything like that. That would actually make the problem quite a bit harder. We just need to say nothing. Okay, so I'll pause it there, and if you want to go, you can go. Now let's look at like how we might think about doing that for those of you who are sticking around. What we want to do for this one is, if we think about this in terms of indexes in here, we really need to, well, first of all, we need to take an input from the user. We could look at, like, we already have some code in here that would take an input from the user. We might need to add a little like system out print for that to just say, like, give them a little prompt, but then we can collect that information using something like this. And then the goal is just, we want to search through an array list. We have a list of values we want to search through. We want to access each index, pull out the value, and we want to check to see, hey, are you the same as that thing I was searching for? If you're the same, then let me print your index. Otherwise, let me move on to the next one. If you do that, that's pretty much the entire problem. Looking through, taking an input, and then just kind of searching line by line through the array list to see if you can find anything that matches the term you collected. So collect the term, then search through the array list one by one, seeing if you can find it. If you can find it, you just need to print out the search thing and then what index we're at. And then that would work. Then if it's not there, it just won't print anything. It just won't do anything. So I'll leave it with that. Hopefully that's enough without giving out too much information.